So hi, today we're going to talk about COVID-19, and I'm sure that you have heard of COVID-19 before, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to explain some four quick and interesting facts about it. So the first fact is that the virus originated by the end of November and beginning of December in the city of Wuhan, China. The origins of the virus or how it got transmitted to humans is still unknown, but it is likely that it occurred in the wet markets that occur in Wuhan. And so if you don't know, the wet markets is where they sell all of the exotic animals, and they are placed like on cages on top of each other. There are 195,000 cases worldwide. And as of today, third fact is that there are also millions around the world who have been put under lockdown in order to prevent the virus from spreading. Europe and a lot of countries such as the United States have also closed their borders from international flights in order to prevent the virus from spreading. And just in case you don't know the symptoms, they are the following. So if you have COVID, you are sure likely to start with some fever, cough, and shortness of breath. And so those are like the main symptoms. And there is currently no vaccine in order to prevent the coronavirus disease, the COVID-19. And remember, it is very important that anyone can get infected. It is not just an old people disease as they are calling it. So overall, the goal of this video is for you to understand and to create awareness about how humans can help mitigate the effects of COVID-19 and its spread. So first of all, we need to know how it spreads. And so the best way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to the virus. The virus is thought to spread mainly from person to person. And it is between people who are in close contact with one another, like within about 6 to 5 feet. And so it spreads through respiratory droplets. So if the infected person coughs or sneezes and another person who is close by breathes it in, then they are likely to get infected. Well, they are infected. And since those people inhale it to the lungs, and that is where they have the virus. Knowing this information of how it spreads, there are four things that we can do to stop the virus from spreading. So the first one would be to clean your hands often. Either it is by washing your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or also using hand sanitizer. And you can do this and it is important that you do this after you've been in a public place or after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. And it is important to clean your hands because that way, if you accidentally touch your eyes, nose, or mouth then the virus won't get into you if you accidentally had it in your hands. So a second thing would be to avoid public places and unnecessary contact with other people. So it's important to put yourself in quarantine, like put distance between yourself and other people. Stop traveling, follow your school and job procedures. Like if they said to not go to school or to work, if you're sick, then just don't go to school or work and do home office or online learning. And it is important to take quarantine seriously. Like I know that many just have heard that it is an old people disease, but anyone can get infected and it is important not to spread it around. The third tip, it would be if you have the symptoms or feel sick, then it is important to stay at home. Quarantine yourself, don't travel, cover coughs and sneezes, and wear face masks when going to public places or hospitals. So this way if just in case that you do have it, then you prevent the virus from spreading. And if you don't, well, it's fine. You rested in order to make yourself feel better with what was causing you sick. And finally, the fourth tip in order to prevent this from spreading would be to clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces. And such as these surfaces include keyboards, phones, tables, laptops, door handles, doorknobs, the toilet, etc. Anything that is touched frequently, you disinfect in order to prevent the virus from staying there and other people touching that same thing and getting the virus. So what we can take as this of humans is that, and as a society and a community, is that it is a work that must be done in teamwork. Everyone has to do it right in order for it to work. Everyone has to participate in it. Everyone has to do the quarantine right to prevent unnecessary contacts. And I know that it will be hard for some people to do so because of their job or something, but it is important to consider that it is everyone's health, and that every time you go outside you might be putting yourself at risk, your family at risk, or even other people at risk. And so, but at the very end, if we do this right together, then we can save thousands of lives and prevent the virus from spreading.